Hello, this is Sylvester, and sadly what we are going to do has been part of his life for the past almost 2 weeks, and this is what happens every night, is that first of all we have a treat, and look at that, you see the reaction? Aha, aha. Something is happening. Come, Sylvester. Come. Sylvester. Yeah, come. Now, as you see, he has trouble with his paw. And he is slowly regaining the ability to use his paw. And now we remove the cone, which is there to protect his leg, because there's a big wound on that wounded leg that he mustn't lick for the time being. Sylvester. So here's his favorite treat. And he's getting his gabapentin, which is his painkiller. So we just mix it with the food. Makes it really yummy and tasty. And let's just adjust the camera angle. Yes. And a little bit more. Oh, he hasn't eaten yet. There it is. Sometimes it's a little tricky to eat it. It takes a little while. It's still there.
So in the meantime, explain what happened to Sylvester.
Oh, yeah, something really sad happened to him. Is that on June the 13th, exactly at 9 p.m., he got attacked by a pitbull, and that was behind Sullivan. And Nellie.
What is Sullivan?
The Sullivan, that's the conference center at the University of Hawaii Cancer Center at Kaka Ako in Honolulu. And then actually I was there in the lab because I had a freezer emergency that I was taking care, and Nellie was in the truck waiting for me to return, and she heard him meowing, and she thought that it must be a cat fight, so she ran out to check what's going on, and that's when she noticed that it was a pit bull on a cat. And actually she chased away the pit bull really fiercely. Eventually she actually held down the pit bull while he could escape, and then the owner of the dog came and leashed him. And then she got him, and we took him to the hospital. There's an emergency clinic right there at Kaka Ako when you are on the Nimitz highway, and there's the VERC clinic, which is 24/7 open. So we got him there, and he was all bloody. His leg was totally chewed up, here really torn up. Even his face was bloody, teeth were coming out, so was in a really bad shape. And now I have to stop my story and give him the antibiotics. Luckily it's really tasty, but I have to little bit cover it with some food. And when he's done with the antibiotics, he's going to get his fluids, his water as well. What is it? It's more food and more antibiotics. Okay. So now we will wait until he finishes his antibiotics, and then I'm going to water down his food, because that's how he gets his fluids. So basically, we were there at the clinic until 3 a.m. that night, and I patched him up, saved him, and the next cub went home. And then he was alright the next day, how much alright you can be after a pit bull attack. And but the day after we took him back because he was not doing very good, and he wasn't pooping.
No, he was dehydrated.
He was
no
really
eating,
dehydrated. No eating, no drinking.
And it turned out he had an infection.
So he had an infection, and that infection needed to be treated, and that's why he's getting antibiotics, and he's also getting fluids, IV fluids, which are, can you see? That bag, IV bag hanging down there near Darth Vader, that's the IV bag. And we have been giving him fluids. Oh, where are you going? Oh, he had enough? Oh, this is unusual. Actually, this is like an extra meal today, so this is his 4th meal. And
come on, you have to.
And this is the first time that he is just going back before the meal is done. And usually he has a really vigorous appetite. Look, he's still eating. I think he might be a little bit inconvenienced by videotaping him, because this is something new for him. We haven't done this before yet. So this was Saturday that we took him in again for a checkup, and since then he's getting antibiotics, and he was doing alright during the weekend, and he's been peeing regularly, really copious amounts, the fluids in the morning, in the evening, 100 mLs each time, so he was really nice, well hydrated, but he did not poo. So that was really, really concerning. So we took him to the vet again. So this time somewhere which is closer to us, because we live in Mililani, and driving back to town is a really long ride for him. So we found a vet hospital here close at Waipahu, and there he got checked out, and through palpitation it looked like his bowels were not clogged, and before, when the initial event happened, he had a lot of x-rays done, and those x-rays showed no damage to his abdominal area. So he's in one way an extremely lucky cat. And let's just adjust the camera there. And then the vet told us, he was super nice, and he said, like, give him like 2 more days, and if he doesn't poop, then it's going to be a problem. But luckily he pooped within the next 2 days, but it was a huge adventure. It wasn't that easy. So first of all, past Thursday night we tried just to take him out in the middle of the garden, middle of the lawn, and we put him down, so maybe he needs the grass to get his juices going. And to our great surprise, he looked around and then he just dashed, he bolted, as if all of his paws and legs are perfectly all right. And we couldn't even catch him, so he first hid in the bougainville, and then he ran out, and we chased him to another set of bougainvilleas, and in the meanwhile we were really worried if he would run out to the road and get even more inconvenienced by a car. Luckily it didn't happen, and we could catch him in the second set of bougainvilleas, and also we caught a lot of thorns and bruises, but he was okay. He still didn't poop during that accident, or I would say it wasn't an accident, but it was an exercise, an adventure. And the vet told us that if he doesn't move much, that doesn't help with the pooping. So that was actually something really positive, to get his bowels moving. And apparently it did, because next morning we tried taking him into our little garden, which is fenced. And there he didn't bolt into the garden, but he bolted back into the living room and pooped in the living room and peed in the living room. After that we spent half a day cleaning the living room, but we were happy as well that he finally made a big turd, a huge turd, and it was really nice consistency. And looked great and smelled like a normal cat poop. You can imagine. So after that, we took him to a checkup this Thursday, and they said that he looks much better than he did. However, his wound, he has a major wound around his left bicep. And that was where the dog tore him apart really badly, and that was a really big concerning wound, because all of the others, as you can see on his back, where they removed the fur to reach to the wounds and to clean it, and we can also like clean it and treat it with topical antibiotics, and now it has healed extremely well. And as you see, the skin is already growing on his back, and he has lots of small wounds like that all over his body, but they are already healing very, very well. However, he had that huge crater on his left bicep, and when the vet checked him out, he said that it's looking really bad, and it needs to be cleaned. And we took him back on Friday, and he had a procedure, a really extensive procedure. We dropped him off at 11, and we picked him up at 7 p.m. So he spent 8 hours at the clinic, and then they cut him open there, removed all the infected area, all the tissue, and then they sewed him, stitched him together extremely nicely. You cannot see it because it's now on his other side, but they did a phenomenal, fantastic job. And now he has the cone, because he should not be able to lick it, because that could infect the wound and tear it up and make it worse. And originally they gave us this huge cone, which is pretty long and was really inconveniencing him. So Nelly made this version of the cone, this smaller cone, which is of fabric, and you see it's a lot smaller than the standard cone that you can get during a hospital visit. I mean a pet hospital visit. So it's with Velcro, and it fits, and with also
you cannot squish it.
So it's not squishy. It can't be squished. It's pretty strong and firm. It's designed extremely well, and he is really cozy with it. So with the big one, he was really inconvenienced by it, and you could see that he was like didn't understand what's happening, what's going on, and was really inconvenient for him to stay in that. But this homemade cone works extremely well, and it's much easier to put on and take off. So when we feed him, we take it off so he can enjoy his meals, and after that we will put it back on him again. And he is usually extremely happy. He's extremely friendly. We pet him. You can scratch his chin. Even when he is eating like that, I can reach into the bowl and just put the food directly into his mouth. He really appreciates that. that I'm helping him to eat when it's a little bit harder. As you see now, he is in a really good shape, and he is managing really well on his own. The problem is that's still concerning is his left paw, and according to the X-ray there's no bone damage, but he has some potential neuronal damage to it, and he might need rehabilitation to take that. And Nelly made this little cast that we will try to put on him once the big wound heals on his leg. Until that wound heals, we are not going to try anything that would just put extra attention to his leg. So we let the wound heal first, and once that is done and he doesn't need the cone anymore, then we will try the rehab. And also rehab. So we received the contact of a rehab, a pet rehab specialist, and we are going to check him out to see what they say, what is the prognosis, because until then we also received some really grave admonitions as well, that if his leg is not improving, then it needs to be amputated. So he's not out of the woods yet, but he is improving day by day. Today he's a little bit cagey, as you see, and a little bit groggy because his big procedure was yesterday, and he got really knocked out by the sedation that he received. He is still groggy, he's not his usual cheerful self. And
Go find me.
And for those of you who want to support him, I will show the GoFundMe link, and we would be really appreciating if you could help his journey towards recovery. And thank you for watching this video, and
Wish you the best for Sylvester.
And wish the very best for Sylvester. And hopefully I will make another video when he is hungry again. And let's see. That's how comfy he is with placing the cone over him. And when we were placing this cone on him, he was really not comfortable with it. He didn't like it at all. And now you see, he's totally chill and comfy. That's an extra clip there to make sure it doesn't come off. So good night, Sylvester. We will see you in 2 hours. And thank you, team. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for supporting Sylvester. And have a wonderful day. Bye bye.